Hi guys. Okay, so this is the new moon and Cancer readings for the Earth signs. So that's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and this would be a really cool one for you guys because it's the water signs are like trine from your houses. So it's like from basically a trine just usually means it gives you it's a call to action and gives you opportunity to fulfill your desires. So it's like your things that you've been curious about, or maybe things that like, say for example with the seventh houses, it would be things that are the furthest from what you're used to, but you wanted to go there, and it kind of will help you to do things that you didn't think that you could do before, that don't necessarily that like your other half would do, if that makes sense, because it's so not you kind of thing, but like you desired to do that kind of thing. It's that kind of stuff. Or even like long-term goals such as like promotions or things that kind of like give you public recognition and the earnings that come with that. So like whether it's your it's social praise awards, all that kind of stuff. So it's a good month for networking and all that kind of stuff in general. That's the astrological side of it. The tarot side is what we're looking at now. I'm gonna finish shuffling. This is the Dreams Within Dreams tarot deck. They're really cute. They're very manga and colorful and gorgeous. I just thought I should be using them and making them very available for you guys to look at and possibly even buy on your own. Okay, so first card. Okay, the Six of Swords. I know this looks like a scary card, but usually it just means that you're moving on from one troubling thing and into something more positive. Six of Swords is like you sorting through, using information or using anything that someone else or something else has given you in order to be able to move forward, and relatively swiftly, because it's an air sign kind of card. Because of the swords, I'd say the Six of Swords just represents, like, it's like Virgo to me. It just basically shows you sorting, learning, and adapting information to be able to get past something. So this is where you've just recently come from. So this be your last month kind of thing. So yeah, it basically looks like you're going through a transformative period. It's the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is you needing to level up your whether it's your relationships, your emotional well-being, your workflow, your intuitive abilities, or your creativity, if that makes sense. It's a very pretty card. But yeah, upside down, it means that you're needing to upgrade this, but you're kind of stepping back to figure out how to upgrade it, if that makes sense. You're going through an unconventional kind of lessons that you've learned, because five usually represents, so it's like the High Priestess. It just usually means something that you've learned is conventional wisdom, relatively tried and true, establishmenty kind of knowledge that you go along with. But when it's upside down, it just means you're going against in order to be able to shake up your emotional relationship or motivation kind of life. Or it could also mean working from home, that kind of stuff. So in order to shake that up, you're doing it unconventionally, basically. Okay, so then you've got the Knight of Swords. It's a very weird card, I know. If you look at it, it's like, what? So anyway, the Knight of Swords usually means it's a long-term change that comes very swiftly. It's like so this is 12, so it's kind of like a combination of the 10 and 2. 10 is like a level up in terms of structure, you being the boss, you've bossed up in a situation, and the 2 is kind of like you finding things that are complementary, compatible, in order to find your vision for the thing, if that makes sense. So this is like you bossing up and being relatively visionary in order to be able to kind of move quickly to the next thing. And then be able to kind of like improve. I feels like there's like a lot of communication around this as well, and it feels like there's a lot of like when things move, it'll move very, very fast and like in one fell swoop, if that makes sense. Especially with the red, there's like urgency to it, and you're in control of the situation basically. So let's get further into all this. So the next card is the Tower upside down. Now the Tower, in my mind, is something that has to be gotten rid of. It would have been something that you would have thought was a good thing before, possibly, that would have helped you reach up to the sky, right, to your limits. But in reality, ends up being something that is relatively, it's killing you, metaphorically speaking, and it's destroying something, and it needs to be gotten rid of. So this is the past. Is when it's upside down, it could either mean it's the past or you've taken a step back from it. Because you have like here shown that you've moved forward with the Six of Swords, using information and learning and adapting, it means that this has been your past. So you have learned that this isn't, sometimes building a bad tower of things that just kind of kill you on the inside, it's not worth having, so it's worth discarding and leaving. And so you've learned from that. Okay, so and then whoa, okay, let's just pick this one. Whoa, okay. So this is just quite determined. It's the Star card and the Temperance card, right, to come out together. This is underneath the Five of Cups. So this basically shows me that the thing that you are finding unconventionally that you have to kind of follow your feelings about, it will allow you to achieve a long-held dream that will make you happy, because this is Star card, and it's about like something that will at some point change your status. It'll make you feel like a star, maybe make you feel like you're bright and shining from the inside out, you know what I mean? But at the moment you're having to be quite patient, because you've got the Temperance card, which is all about patience. It's but you've also got like a divine, like highest good energy around it to help you with that patience, if that makes sense, whilst you're trying to like navigate your emotions and go through this unconventional kind of wisdom in order to be able to figure out like what to do next, if that makes sense. So okay, the 22 deja vu, right? Okay, so this isn't traditional tarot. It has like a few extra cards. So it has 22 deja vu. This is a broken mirror, right? So this is if you look at the card, the deja vu is obviously something you thought you've already seen before, or played out before, if that makes sense. 22 can represent, twos represent like balance, or trying to mediate between two different things, if that makes sense, and the duality of things. But two twos are kind of hard to balance out. It's balancing something that's already trying to balance itself. You get what I mean? So it's a bit like it's been tough going to kind of get that. But at the same time, if we do that, it builds like a four, which is a cycle. Like the moon it's like the lunar cycle. Like it has its ebb and flow, and it has its like building and then discarding stage. And through that editing process, you then rebuild this into something better. So the Knight of Swords in relation to the 22. Knight is a 12, that's 10 above, so it's level up on some level. But at the same time, that adds up to a 4, and that's a 12. So that kind of 4, 12 is like, it's a trine. So that will give you astrologically speaking. So that intuitively for me, is the way I read it, is that it will give you the things falling into your lap, dharmic kind of, it's heaven sent kind of luck to not have to repeat the same old mistakes, because the state of repetition, but also have the wisdom, because twos represent wisdom, which is understanding your experiences. So this is showing that your understanding of your experiences allows you to move on and let go of the unnecessary baggage, because like 12 is like you've accumulated everything from the zodiac, and then now you've got to let go of something in order to be able to not be carrying too much weight in order to be able to move forward. It's the packing light kind of mentality, if that makes sense. And that's what gives you the swiftness with the swords, which is the air signs. You get what I mean? So yeah, and then I'll give you like 3 more cards under each of these, and then we'll wrap up. So under the Tower, ooh, we've got the Justice. This has come up quite a fair bit in previous readings. Okay, so the Justice card is gorgeous, isn't it? It's basically very futuristic, and it basically talks about using critical thinking, which is basically just using just the facts that have been given, the information that's been, and also just the rule book, only the rule book kind of thing. Like it doesn't allow for you going off the book and just doing your own thing. In order to be able to break free from the past, things that just don't work. So here it's like you kind of needed to let go of something that was, was a dead thing that you thought was going to take you somewhere. When I say dead thing, it's like it was, like dead weight, you know what I mean? But, you didn't realize that until later kind of thing. And then it's the Queen of, not the Queen of Swords, which is kind of like the Queen of Swords. The Justice card is like weighing it up and then going, nah, in order for me to have this freedom, in order for me to do this thing, I've got to be able to like weigh things up and then see what goes. I mean, this also represents like the law and justice in general, if that makes sense. So maybe you have stuff to do with that related to this as well. I'm not giving any legal advice here. This is just information about what the card actually means, okay? So yeah, it feels like there's something groundbreaking that changes things. And because justice is like after the Wheel of Fortune, this is like it's after things have changed in terms of the structure of your time and your schedule. This will give you the willpower you need to be able to put your actions into motion, like what you want into motion. Does it make sense? Okay, so ooh, 5 of coins, great. Okay, so in terms of like the unconventional wisdom and going against like what's traditional in order to be able to get your dream that's happening in a bit with the star card here, and you're having to be patient about it. Some of this could be down to like material wealth, because this is the 5 of diamonds, and that generally represents like feeling like left out in the cold, like hard up a bit, and like it's more. It might not be that like so it's all relative to like your social class. So like for some people that could be, if you're wealthy, that could be not as wealthy as you want, maybe just in terms of in your mind or actually in physical life. Obviously it could also represent poverty for people who are actually poor. But yeah, so this is kind of like lack mentality basically. So this is you having to go through unconventional ways of thinking in order to bypass the lack mentality and still believe in your hope, in your wishes and dreams, and be patient with yourself as you're having to do this, if that makes sense. That's in the present place. And then it's the Knight of Coins again. Seriously, just keep coming up. Knight of Swords. Okay, so this is the Knight. There's 2 knights here, so this is obviously long-term stuff. It's, it's you bypassing all the stuff that you've like have been repeating, and this time having some tangible kind of changes that actually allow you to have like long-term material goals, so things that have manifested into the physical world. It's a cute card, and it basically allows you to have some peace of mind, some clarification, and be able to figure out what you want to do next in terms of nurturing things. Especially there's a lot of green here. There's a lot of nurturing and getting back to natural cycles. So whereas before maybe you would have felt like especially with the Tower card. There's the going to a natural lengths in order to be able to get something done. That's why you felt kind of like tired out, and like this is like I'm carrying a lot of dead weight unnecessarily, and I should just be more lean in the way I operate, if that makes sense. Um, so yeah, it feels like here you're kind of getting back to a healthy balance that allows you to be able to manifest like long term growth and success, and not repeat old patterns, and to do it like, like the Knight of Swords says, quite quickly and quite boldly. So yeah, it seems like a very productive one for you guys. So yeah, hopefully this goes as well, if not better. And as I said, and then also if you want to comment or say anything about like this phase of this period, do so. In the comment section. There's in the description section. There's like how to get readings from me. Website, like the Patreon subscription service for like short readings like this of monthly, or you can get the more like long 20-minute format, or like 40-60 minutes, that kind of thing, for bespoke, like your specific questions kind of readings, where you can get into way more detail about your specific actual wants and needs. So yeah, do contact me via that way, or if you want to donate, you can also donate that way via PayPal. There's links there as well. Okay, so hopefully I shall see you soon in the next couple of weeks, and then that'll be for the full moon and Capricorn readings, where we'll cover what you will be manifesting that you started in January in the new moon Capricorn phase. Okay. Yeah, you'll see the fruition during this full moon. So yeah, okay, enjoy.